Welcome, fans, to another off-season episode presented by Lucarelli Law. If you're down in Florida and you're in trouble, shout out to Dom Lucarelli, who was on our episode last week or towards the end. Always a big shout out to Dom, and a special shout out to Zach, his son, who's starting his own little handyman business. So if you need some furniture put together, anything welded, anything like that, stuff around the house, Zach's your guy. You can hit him up on Instagram or shoot us a message and we'll connect you. So what's up, boys? Fans, I'm sorry I had to push back the start time. Hopefully we won't keep us too long tonight. Coach Ed is out on the pool deck. How we doing?
Sweltering. I'm ready to jump in the pool. I got home and it was thundering out, so I got a little delay. So after this episode, I'm definitely falling off the deck.
One of these episodes, we got to get a cannonball as the end of the episode.
Maybe it'll be tonight. PJ,
maybe.
What's going on?
Not much. 2 more days of work for me, and then I'm off to Hilton, South Carolina on Saturday, so I'm pumped.
Nice.
Yeah, much needed vacation. PJ, thanks for putting together.
Hirsch, we're not doing a hot tub broadcast yet.
Hirsch, I've been asking Coach Ed to get a hot tub for years. It's like literally the only thing his backyard's missing now. He's got a putting green, a pool, you name it, So he does it all on his own. But the one thing he's missing, I think, is the hot tub.
I'm still waiting for the invite.
This summer, for sure. You can come by without a doubt. We'll have a party or something at the end of the summer.
What are you doing in Hilton Head, PJ?
Yeah, my family has a timeshare there, so we always go every year for a week around this time. So it's like right on the beach. It's fantastic. Lots of pool. The water's there is like 80 degrees. You don't have to get used to it. And yeah, it's just so chill. I love it. We don't really leave the resort. We just cook there. Got grills, everything, cornhole, shuffleboard, you name it. I'm not a big golfer, but my cousin and my brother, like, they get a week pass and they go to a different course every day. So yeah, it's huge for golfing.
It's one of my bucket list trips.
Yeah, there's some unbelievable courses down there. There's some right on the water too.
Hirsch is calling you out for a convenient vacation while he's trying to move. So I guess
I'm doing his insurance. He can relax.
Well, good stuff, guys. It's good to see you. We got a big episode tonight. We're joined by that New York Ranger girl on TikTok and Instagram. Allie Johnson is gracing us with her presence tonight. She's become a huge fan of the show, a big supporter of us, making funny TikToks about the Rangers, about our show recently and stuff like that. So I think she'll be a nice addition to the depth that we've been putting together this summer for the upcoming season. And we're excited to have her on the show and hear some of her hot takes as we talk about our leadership heading into the new season. I think the Rangers are in desperate need of it. We've been saying that, I guess, all of last season, that something needs to change. Leadership needs to change. Obviously, we see Kreider gone, and that's obviously one assistant captain that needs to be replaced. But we'll get into that with Allie. So, yeah, I mean, we'll also talk about the Connor Sheary. So, yeah, I guess let's just not waste any more time like we always do and bring on our special guest, brought to you by Bella Italia Marble.
Love the segue.
Hey everybody, Coach Ed here. I'm over here in the shop at Bella Italia Marble Granite and Quartz, picking up my order for a nice little bathroom I'm doing. I've been a contractor almost as long as I'm a hockey coach. So listen to me when I tell you, when you want the quality work and craftsmanship, come and see the boys over at Bella. They serve all 5 boroughs, Westchester, Long Island, all the way out to Montauk. Whether you're a Ranger fan, Islander fan, Devils fan, they're going to take care of you no matter what. Make sure you give them a call, 516-561-1018. Let's go, Rangers.
All right, boys, bring it in. You better not be laughing, Allie.
It's my favorite part.
What's so funny? It wasn't comedy.
No, you know why I'm laughing? Because I'm laughing at every episode I've watched how Little Ed, PJ, and Cousin Ed have always criticized you, and I don't understand how they criticize perfection.
Wow, coming right in with the glazing of Coach Ed.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, I love it.
Fun story. Allie told me she can rehearse or recite that whole commercial by
No.
heart. I told her we were going to
No, I
have her
can't.
run
I
it.
said not by heart.
Allie, you got a lot of time on your hands.
I
I gotta
do.
say that.
I
God
do.
bless you.
Well, we'll definitely have to film. If we've been meaning to film a few more commercials, so hopefully we'll be able to do that soon. Shout out to Long Island Sports Network for filming and producing that commercial. From what I understand, it was one take, the whole thing, right?
Yeah, well, he cut some stuff in and out, obviously. Yeah, no script.
I'm just kidding. Well, Allie called us out on forgetting last week, so we had to run the commercial early this week. If you were listening or watched on YouTube after our live show, I edited it into the episode, so you did get to see it. But this week we did it live. So, Allie, welcome to the show. Finally, for the first time. Why don't you just start off? Tell us, of course. Why don't you tell us and the fans? I guess you've been a Ranger fan your whole life, but you could tell us how you grew up a Ranger fan, who's responsible for your fandom, all that good stuff, and then lead us into starting your TikTok and Instagram page and discuss where you got those ideas and stuff like that.
So I basically popped out of the womb a Ranger fan. My mom has been a Ranger fan since she's like 5 years old. She used to watch games with her father. I never met him because he passed when she was like 14. But stayed a Ranger fan all those years, had season tickets, like when they were the blue seats. And yeah, she just raised us to be Ranger fans. The Rangers won the Stanley Cup a year after I was born. And yeah, and that's how I became a Ranger fan. My mom raised me right. And what was your other question?
No, just basically you're doing great. Just telling the story of what your fandom is. I mean, like any other sports, or you just mainly just the Rangers diehard? You follow any other sports?
So diehard is just the Rangers. Then would probably be the Mets, but I'm going to be so honest. The Mets was like a newer thing when they were in the wild card last season, and they had what's his name? Iglesias with his "Oh My God" song and and all that. It was so much fun. So I hopped on that bandwagon.
That's okay.
But I did know who David Wright was. I really did. I didn't just go to that game to go to that game. I did know who he was. But yeah, and then probably the bottom of the barrel is the Steelers. I'm a Steelers fan.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show with being a Mets fan, and it's okay to be on the bandwagon. They didn't really win anything, so it's okay. I mean,
right.
you definitely picked the right time to become a fan with new ownership and very exciting players. It's a fun team to watch, no doubt. So
for sure.
As long as you stick through it, if we have some bad times, then you're more than welcome to stay aboard.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, Instagram and TikTok. When did you start those pages officially? I guess what gave you the courage? And of course, we're going to ask you about your new podcast as well. But I want to start because I know you started the social accounts first. I guess what made you start doing that, and where do you get the ideas from, keeping them fresh and trendy, if you will?
So about a year ago, I was going through a really tough time personally, and with the Rangers in the playoffs and everything, I just started to make Rangers TikToks and whatever. And I've been on TikTok since COVID, but I never posted the way I post now. And then I saw that when I was making TikToks when they were in the playoffs, they started to gain some traction, but not nearly as much as now, but I kept with it. And then when the Mets were in the playoffs, I started making Mets TikToks. And then obviously that season is so long. So by the time the Mets were out of it, then Ranger season was starting. And I just kept up with it. And then in January, I made a crazy decision to go to a game by myself, and I was waiting for the Uber to pick me up. And it was 15 minutes before I had to leave or whatever. And I went to TikTok to be I don't know why I'm going to this game by myself. I have social anxiety. Why would I do this to myself? Whatever. And I didn't check my phone until after the game. I had thousands of comments and views, and like it blew up. And I had the best time by myself, so that just became my thing, like going to games on my own. And then like I met so many people through my like Ranger page, and the Instagram's like a new thing because like I'm not really like I haven't used Instagram this much like before TikTok blew up. But I started using it more like to kind of
simultaneously.
right. But yeah, so then I just how I keep it new and fresh, like whenever there's like a trending sound, I work so hard to make it like fit into the
Rangers
team.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's basically it.
No, I mean, you do a great job on there. I mean, they're really funny. The one last week, Coach Ed got a big kick out of with us, and Cousin Ed with
the helmet.
You don't know how much Coach Ed was ripping Cousin for that helmet too. You couldn't have picked the perfect segue for him.
He hasn't been on any like episodes lately, so I had to choose the most recent one.
Yeah, so let's not give him too much shit because it actually was a really good video that he put together for us in his absence. So we need more videos from Cousin Drew. So let's not give him too much shit. Maybe he can lose the helmet next time. So where were we? Yes, your podcast. What's it called? Where'd the name come from? All that good stuff. Now's your chance to plug the show.
So it's called Name 5 Players, and I'm sure only like girls could relate to this, but like when you're like a big sports fan and you're like dating, which I was out of the dating game for 10 years. But when you're back in the dating game, one of the first questions like a man asks you when you're a diehard fan is like, oh, can you name 5 players? So I thought it was funny. So
no, it's a great, I think it's I thought you still had more to say. I think it's a great name for the podcast.
So can you name 5 players?
Oh, Coach.
Well, hopefully she can at least name 4 because we're going to get into the captain.
It's so crazy because the first player I always think of when someone asks me to name 5 players, I don't know what it is about this player. I don't know if his name is just funny to me, but it's Sam Montevo. I don't understand why. It's not even a Ranger.
Ranger players.
Oh, it just popped into your head.
I don't know why, but yeah. Are you asking me to name 5
Sam Rosen? Picture Sam Rosen.
I don't want to put you on the spot.
I mean, you could. I don't mind.
I mean, she's had season tickets. She has a Rangers podcast. I think she's
Matt Rempe, Will Cooley, Braden Schneider, Mika Zibanejad, and Artemi Panarin.
All right.
There we go. She nailed it. So where can the fans find your show?
On YouTube. And also I use this app Podbean.
So you're not on Apple or anything?
No, I can't.
I've only seen your show on YouTube, so I haven't tried to listen to the audio. So you're not on like Apple Podcasts or anything like that?
I think I am, and I'm trying to get on Spotify, but like I'm a one-woman show, so I'm trying to like do all of this like myself and figure it out. Right. But I'm on Apple Podcast, I'm on YouTube, and yeah, I think Podbean, like those are like the 3 that I'm on right now.
I'm looking it up now. You're definitely on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, I was looking for my listing on Apple. Actually, you can watch on Apple, which you blew my mind. I didn't realize they have video now.
Oh yeah, they have video. Yeah,
Spotify too. So PJ, we definitely got to talk about that.
Right, because I went to listen and I'm like, oh, there's a video too. This is cool.
Yeah,
so, yeah, it's convenient.
Yeah, it's very early stages, so we got to jump on that. But anyway, we'll talk about that behind the scenes. But we'll definitely help you out with getting your audio on Spotify and all that good stuff. I mean, it's subscription based, so you have to pay a little bit, but it's not that much money. But we'll talk about it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Other than that, I mean, I know you told me behind the scenes or when we first met that you're trying to make your episodes longer. But honestly, I think like keeping them short and sweet, just having like a quick topic to talk about. I mean, maybe 30 minutes, but right now your episodes are really around 15 minutes, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, it's like short and sweet. I don't think it's like the right word because that's making it sound like I don't want you to talk any longer than that. But like,
But honestly, I can't listen to my own voice longer than that, and I run out of things to talk about.
yeah, that's the hard part. Definitely being on your own as a podcaster, without a doubt. I mean, we've never done it other than like, I guess, recording videos, quick 30-second, minute long,
Right.
Instagram, whatever. But a whole show, it's got to be challenging. We could definitely talk to you or put you in touch with Neil Villapiano over at Devil State of Mind. He does his own show.
Boy.
And he's on his own show, I think, for close to 2 hours.
I'd rather delete my entire podcast off.
And whenever he comes on our show, he just takes. We love Neil. I'm just busting his balls, but he just takes it. We ask him one question, he'll just like talk for like 10 minutes. Like
I gotta cut him off.
We lobbed him softballs, and he just takes. Like we don't have to do anything that episode.
Yeah.
But quick shout out to the Rivalry Tour coming up at the end of the summer. For the Rangers Ed podcast, we do it every summer. We'll have our usual guests from around the league and some writers and stuff covering the, I guess the Rangers like biggest rivals or metropolitan teams. At least we try to cover. So we'll look forward to that at the end of the summer. Before
Allie,
training.
I saw on I don't know one picture. I don't know. You had that Rangers sequin jacket on. What do you call that?
The intro guest now.
Oh, do you actually? Do you go down by the warm-up?
Every game.
Yeah, I've seen you down. I've seen that jacket. I've seen you down there for sure.
I've never worn that to MSG actually because
No?
I wore that to Buffalo when we got absolutely blown out last January. It was like 8-2 blowout.
Sucked.
That happens all the time. You got to be more specific.
Well, whatever.
I feel like they lose to Buffalo all the time. It sucks.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the only game that I wore it to, and I was like, "This is bad luck. I'm not wearing it anymore."
Well, there's a girl down in the warm-up, so
I've seen her before.
a denim jacket, maybe. I know I've seen that, something like that.
I have a bunch of Ranger stuff that I've worn, like not just jerseys. Like Hillary Trocheck has like designed stuff for me.
Wow.
Awesome.
Like what?
A leather jacket. She actually posted it's on her page because she like does those like custom clothes and stuff. And it's so funny because when I first placed my order with her,
Yeah, she did the jackets for like all the wags during the playoffs, right?
I was going to ask that. Yeah.
I vaguely, I remember that now that you say it. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I first placed my order, she lost my order confirmation or something, and she texted me. And she literally said, she was like, "This is Hillary Trocheck." And I told my mom, and she was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "No, like not like friends. Like she's asking me about my order." But she did. She was so good. She was like, "How do you?" It was kind of like when you messaged me about the map, and like were asking me details about it. Like she was literally like so specific about every single detail that went on the jacket. But yeah, so I don't know if it's her like actual number or like a business number, but.
I would assume it's a business number or a work phone of some sort. But hey, you never know. They're people just like us, and hockey players I feel like are the closest or the most relatable for sure. Hockey family. That's super cool. I mean, if she's anything like me with custom orders and stuff like that, you got to be personable and you got to make sure. I mean, I take pride in making sure that it's fully customizable. That's what I like to do. So. If it's just generic stuff, I mean, it's boring. So you gotta separate yourself from other podcasts like we do, stuff like that. You have to be unique. So like I said, I mean, I think it's unique for you to maybe keep them on the shorter end and just talk about like a quick topic, get your thoughts out and move on, But it's also hard to edit. I know you edit a lot, which it sounds like you're your own worst enemy in that department. So maybe you don't have to edit as much as you think you do. I know Cousin Ed, when he used to edit our episodes early on, he used to go a little crazy cutting out the dead space and stuff. And if it's going to delay you to get the content out there, my biggest advice, and to the fans too, if you ever wanted to start your own show or something like that, if it's going to delay the content getting out there, it's not worth it.
That's fair.
So that would be my biggest advice to you, because like we joke around about it all the time on our show now. We'll record now and the Rangers will trade somebody tomorrow and we'll be like, we got to wait a whole week to talk about it. Now that we're live, it's a little different. But when we used to record and then say like when Cousin Ed was struggling to do it, I mean, we all have full-time jobs. And then when we had Mikey produce, he's doing it too. when we used to record, it sometimes would come out like a day or two later, and then like it's old news, you know, and like maybe something happened that like discredited what we were saying or something, and then like you're stuck and you feel like you want to release it, but you feel like you should. Whatever, you get what I'm saying.
No, I get it. Like that happened with the Keandre trade. All I knew when I recorded at first, like about like trades and the draft and all that, all I knew was that he was going to Carolina. I knew nothing about like what we were getting in return, like nothing. All I knew was that he was going to Carolina, and I had to wait like an entire week to say like the terms of the trade or whatever.
Right.
So I get it.
Well, that's a good segue. We should start to get to know Allie and let the fans get to know her. Let's get some Rangers takes out of her, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
So what are some of your Rangers hot takes? We'll start there and then kind of give us your takes so far on the offseason and where you
I love
expect them to be.
Keandre Miller, and I think he was the best defenseman on the Rangers, and I'm so sad that we got rid of him. No,
I mean, you could have had me before you said the best defenseman on the Rangers.
yeah, but do I have any hot takes? I mean, I don't know that I have like a lot of them. Just like, I mean, understanding the Kreider trade, I know a lot of people are like devastated over it, but I get it. A lot of people don't like Kenny Albert. I love Kenny Albert.
I haven't heard that one.
I haven't heard that one either.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm on a bunch of Ranger pages on Facebook that my mom invites me to. My mom's an animal on those Facebook groups.
I heard that's a different world. I have not driven in there yet.
Yeah, she will fight with anybody, but
You need your mom to be your co-host.
well, so I'm actually my next episode.
You could be your Coach Ed.
Huh?
She could be your Coach Ed.
Exactly.
That's how you
But she's
separate
only in
yourself.
Brooklyn. I'm in Jersey, so it's
Okay.
a little harder.
All right. I'm in Long Beach right now, and Coach Ed's in Baldwin. I don't know if you wanted me to say that.
Oh, there you go. That's not really a hot take. I know that a lot of people don't like Dancing Larry.
I feel
he's.
All right, wait a minute. Well,
We get a kick out of it.
Let's get back to Kenny Albert. What are they saying bad about Kenny Albert?
Just that he has a boring voice, like
Oh my
that he's not great. I loved him. I love him.
No, I know. I'm not saying
No,
that.
I
to
know
you.
that. I want to hear. I don't follow any of that stuff, so I'm curious to know.
No, I mean the main thing is just that he's like boring and doesn't have a good like broadcasting voice. But like, I can't relate to that. I like him, but I don't know if that's like a hot take. If nobody else feels that. Like everybody else likes him. So
Well, what were you guys talking about before we got on? That you said let's save this for the show. Was it just about the trade?
Keandre.
We're talking about Keandre trade and Scott Morrow.
Oh, I said that like I'm not sad to see Zach Jones go. I don't know if that's like such a hot take, but I didn't think
That's a hot
I mean,
take.
he didn't get enough like ice time, I guess. But at the same
Your
time,
Panarin
like,
take was
when
a little
he was on
hot.
the ice, he wasn't what?
Your Panarin take was a little hot, I thought.
Oh, that I don't see him on the Rangers like after this season.
Well, I think you said that he was basically, not a big part of the team anymore.
No, I never said that. I never said that.
Wow, TJ, look at him.
I thought it was something
Oh my
like
God,
that. Maybe
that
I
bus
missed
felt so bad running over me, but I didn't say that.
I
See, Allie, this is the first thing you got to learn, that people just put words in your mouth. So you got to prove things,
I
like
didn't
hey, where
say
did PJ get that information from?
No idea, but I said that there is better out there. I said he ran his course with the team.
Okay,
I
that's
said.
what you said. Sorry, I misinterpreted.
Oh, well,
All right.
PJ, come on,
All right.
I'm
Let's
losing your credibility.
let's talk about the Keandre trade. I rushed home for this. If you guys are following us on Instagram, I rushed home to be home for this interview or whatever, this special guest. So let's hear the Keandre trade. Make Little Ed happy. Another fan that wanted him gone.
So long, Keandre. I am so happy to see you go. I don't know what else there is to say about it. He is a piece of garbage. I've always hated him. Well, not always, but my hate started for him in 2023 when we were playing the Kings and he spit in was it Doughty's face?
Wow, I forgot about that.
I know. Right?
That literally like set me off. To me, like, well, to anybody.
That's missing from the timeline, PJ, because that was a big moment, and his play went downhill after
Yeah,
that.
that was a big inflection point, no doubt
And
about it.
people had the nerve to say it was an accident. You have a group of people around you, and instead of starting like a scuffle, you spit in the guy's face. Like, that is so disgusting to me. So that's where my hate started for him. And then his defense obviously just went downhill. And yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? He's gone now, so that's good. And I also don't think that he was made for New York. I think that he deals with a lot of like mental health issues, and a busybody city like New York is not made for someone like him.
That's a hot take.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't
I
know
don't know.
about that. I don't think so. I don't know. He's talked about like dealing with like mental health issues.
Well, he
No,
did
I
take
think-
that time off. We always, I mean, like it's. I guess it's not right to speculate on what happened, but Little Ed and I always have speculated it was girlfriend related.
Definitely.
So,
That too, but
Well,
I mean,
what kind of feedback do you get on your podcast with comments like that?
so, well, not on my
Or
podcast,
or on
but
your
I know
TikTok or whatever?
my TikToks are, well, I mean, a lot of people agree with me about Keandre. Like, I make fun of him all the time. And his own girlfriend has seen my TikToks and has laughed about them. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I would say I got like more hate about like the Artemi Panarin situation than I did about Keandre. I think everybody agrees that Keandre was like not great for us.
Well, you must have listened to our episodes. Well, first of all, Eddie first told us that you listened and you were going back and listening to all the episodes.
Not all.
Then
of
I
them.
saw that you admitted that you didn't, so I'm a little disappointed in that.
Not every single one. I said you
I
like
mean,
gave
I
you a lot
listened
more
from
cre- I
episode
gave you a lot more
93
credit.
when you had Jeff from Mind Your Fucking Business, because I know him, so I started from like episode 93 and went from there.
Wow.
So that's still good.
What did we finish the season at? 130 something, PJ, I think?
I think we were
137.
in the 40s.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did Anisimov.
Jed Ormeyer.
Yeah.
Well,
so we were.
You have to know.
definitely
You have to know that
quite
I
a lot.
agree with that Artemi Panarin situation. I've been wanting him gone for like 2 years.
Oh, that one. Okay. I thought we were talking about it.
Yeah, because I mean, of course, he puts up these points that everybody raves about, which is important. I just don't feel that he's ready. You know, he's the guy that you need to make a playoff run
I agree.
when the chips are down. And
I mean, we've had proof of it. Like,
I'm looking for the type of player that of that level that's willing to take the team friendly deal, and I don't see him ever doing that.
yeah.
I'd be shocked. That's the type of an attitude you need in a player, and I don't see him being like that. He'll jump ship. He did it. Well, actually, he came here instead of the Islanders for less money.
He took less money to come here. A lot of people forget that.
You can't. I mean, that's a different story. That's that's an
But
exception to the rule.
I don't think it's a hot take to say
Yeah.
he's one of the best free agent signings in not only Rangers history, but NHL history. I mean, who else was better as an unrestricted free agent? Averages over 90 points. I know points are everything, but this guy delivered every single season. He was two-time MVP candidate in top 5 out of his 7 years here. Pretty damn good. I think we all would have signed up for it. I don't hold him responsible for us not winning a cup. I mean, he's definitely had some big moments in the playoffs. It's not like he's done nothing.
You don't hold him at least a little responsible?
I do, but it's more so in the playoffs when they haven't won. To me, it was more so the defense that was horrendous to me in those runs than him not scoring. Because there's other guys. I hold Mika more responsible than him in the playoffs in those 2 runs when they got close than him. And I hold
But wait, PJ, you say that you hold the defense more responsible, and part of the reason, in my opinion, why Mika wasn't scoring in those playoff runs is because he was defensive responsible, and he had to cover a lot of tough players in those 3 series that they played in, where Panarin kind of loafs it back and forth and relies on everybody else to do their work, and then makes the big play on offense. So, you can't say you hate the defense when Mika's a big part of that.
Oh, I know. I was telling that Mika.
You're blaming the defenseman or the defense in general?
The defense in general.
Oh,
Like
okay.
team
Well,
defense.
there's you answered your own question then, because Panarin's part of them not playing well defensively.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. He's not a great defense player, no doubt about
Well,
it.
there you go.
But I wouldn't hold him as number one responsible. But again, I'm not absolving him. I still think he needs to be better. There's no doubt about it.
It's not number one responsible. It's just like his style of play. Yes, I guess in this market demands that salary, but I think that's starting to turn where it's like not all about points anymore. And that's another reason, like I said, like Florida is important for the league. It's like you need that. This might be a good segue, but you need that leadership. You need that like Panarin, like just putting up points to me isn't leading by example. I mean, I've played hockey my whole life. I mean, I've played with some pretty good players. I mean, I guess I technically did play with a few guys that ended up playing at a very high level, but it's just not it's not the end all be all. Like you need that like full package that we constantly talk about on the show, and Panarin just doesn't have it. Like sure, like he puts up a ton of points and stuff. He makes other players look good with his assists and his puck moving skills. But realistically, like him joking around constantly, like in interviews, is really funny, I guess, when the Rangers are doing well. But like, does that carry over into the playoffs? Like when the going gets tough and it's really time to get to work, I don't see that in him. You know,
I
agree. I think Allie and Coach Ed would agree, but like, I don't know.
PJ, I hate to put you on the spot, but I got a question for you.
Please hit me, Coach.
The Panthers won twice. The Tampa won twice. Vegas, right, in the last 5 years?
Correct.
Okay. Do any of those teams have a player that just was an offensive attribute and won the Stanley Cup? Can you name me one player on those teams? Even Stamkos, even like Kucherov, I've seen back checking and stealing pucks.
It's tough. I'd have to go through the rosters. I mean,
I don't see anybody on Florida like that. I watched them.
No, they're such a. I mean, they're such a powerhouse. I was just going to say that in that last in 2024 run where they made it to Florida, Panarin was awesome the first two rounds. I mean, he had 2 game-winning goals against the Caps. He had the overtime winner against Carolina, a couple other goals, and then Florida. Yeah, he didn't play well, but I mean, I almost look at what Florida's done to every top player on any team in the last 2 seasons. What is the most anyone had is 1 goal in a series versus them of all the big stars. I mean,
I'll agree with that because he made McDavid and Draisaitl look like a joke.
They are just incredible defensively.
Well, they made them look. They didn't make them look bad. They just shut them down. But you don't see Panarin playing as dynamic as McDavid and Draisaitl. But between Bobrovsky and the defenseman and Reinhart back checking, I mean, it's just a totally different ball game. So I'm not going to say that they shut him down without an effort.
McDavid and Draisaitl, when they get shut down, they're still noticeable. When Panarin gets shut down, he's invisible.
We saw him live in Florida. 2 games? I think I saw 2 games. They stopped him in between the blue line and red line. He hardly got into the zone. I mean, that's just a poor decision-making effort, in my opinion. But we could debate Panarin.
No, I'll definitely cave on that side. He's definitely he does the same thing, like trying to expect different results. Unfortunately,
and for a guy that smart, for a guy with that kind of hockey IQ and vision, he's got to figure out how he could change it up on the fly. I mean, that's what makes the great ones and the MVP candidates. The split-second decision, quick, and the change of pace.
And to me, that's also coachability because there's no chance in hell none of the coaches or anything aren't saying dump the puck in and let your line mates go and get it. There's no way. And he, like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Yeah, I'm going to get all riled up. But, like, us as coaches, like, you tell, like, it happens to us all the time at the club hockey level, you know? So if the coaching staff is telling Panarin to do one thing and he just keeps just trying to send the puck cross ice, like if us as fans are seeing it, the coaching staff of the New York Rangers is seeing it too. And if he's just continually to ignore them, maybe he is the problem. Like I said, and that's a segue leading by example because, like, Laffy looks up to a player like Panarin. Laffy had his career year 2 years ago arguably because of Panarin. But also Laffy worked really hard. And that year Panarin worked really hard too. Then all of a sudden, Panarin takes a year off and Laffy disappears too. So as a leader on this team, if you're going to wear an A for an original six franchise, you can't take a season off. You can't be a non-coachable player. You can't make stupid mistakes in the playoffs when the going gets tough. Sure, the first 2 rounds are great. You still have to get to the third and fourth rounds, sure. But once the third and fourth round comes around, you can't disappear, especially as an assistant captain or a leader or a veteran on this team. So I don't know how exactly we're going to break this down. I don't think we should leave the captain for last because I think that's just going to be too obvious. So maybe we should each go around and say who we think should be the captain first. You've probably heard enough of me talk in the last 2 minutes or however long it's been. So, Coach Ed, why don't you go first? Lead us off. Who do you think should be the captain of the 2025-26 New York Rangers team?
I don't think there's any question that it's got to be JT Miller. There's no question. He's got the character. We've talked about it before where he's going to call a player out. And in this world right now where these young players are coming in and they need to be coddled and stuff, that's not a winning formula. You got to be able to take the criticism, fight through it, learn, realize what's best for you. Any captain or any coach that's going to go in your face and tell you certain things is for your own good. And if the player can't realize that and he's just going to go pout, then if JT Miller's calling me out, I'm going to be like, not like I don't want to put him on a Mark Messier level, but he definitely grew in Vancouver to that higher level of leadership. And if he calls you out in the locker room, he's going to go right in your face. Obviously, we saw what he did at the Four Nations tournament. The guy is a player, and he'll lead by example on and off the ice.
Allie, why don't you go next as our special guest?
Well, now it's going to look like I'm copying Coach Ed, but obviously I literally made a C patch for his jersey.
Nice.
I'm wearing his jersey and I put the C
I was
patch.
kind of wondering, like, I was going to ask, but I forgot. Honestly, I forgot to ask. I was like, why is there tape on her jersey?
Because I literally made it.
Nice. That is a great touch. I love that.
And
Thank
she did
you.
text me and Little Ed last week that she was going JT, so we'll give her the credit. She had it
Yes.
first.
I did. I said it last week. No, I just think so. I know there was like a lot of, speculation between like JT, Adam Fox, and even like with you guys also, like JT, Adam Fox, and Trocheck. I threw Adam Fox like out like the first time. Like I don't think he has what it takes to be captain personally. With Trocheck, I think Trocheck is, and I've said this before, I think that Trocheck has an attitude like Kreider, where he wants to be part of the leadership, but he doesn't want to be the sole responsibility of the leadership. And I just think JT is that like hard-nosed player. Like if you're down 2-0 after the first period, he's going to go in the locker room and be like, get your shit together. Like, we're not doing this. Like, get your shit together. Like he just, I don't know. He's the best option for me.
Well, let's go back to one of the reasons why I like Jacob Trouba as a captain, and I know it may be come off as barbaric or whatever, but I look at what he did in that Four Nations tournament, and he goes out there first face-off, drops the gloves. If it needs to be done in a game, he's going to do it.
Yep. And that's another thing I was going to say is doesn't matter if he's going to win a fight or lose a fight. He's not afraid to step up to it.
He's going to do it. And to me, that's going to, and teammates are going to look and go, holy shit, he's doing it. We got to pick it up. Yep. I mean, I'm not saying every captain has to do that, but obviously Connor McDavid's not like that. There are plenty of guys who aren't like that, but even if you're not like that, to have that attitude like that is what you need.
Yeah, you don't have to have that as a captain, but I think that's what this team needs. But PJ, you go next.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to make it the hat trick. So I personally think it's going to – I think the team's going to name Trocheck personally. I would go JT. And not only the reasons you guys said, I think him coming in the middle of last season, he was kind of almost just probably like a breath of fresh air after everything he dealt with in Vancouver with all that chaos. So I think he wanted to kind of come in, just breathe, play, but really didn't get to establish himself as a true leader. I think coming in fresh, new coach, talk about establishing a culture and establishing a no bullshit attitude. I feel like he's the guy that they need to just grab the bull by the horns, like Ali and Coach said, both by example and can grab. I remember Little last year, just shake Mika by the collar, wake up, let's go. Like I can just see him getting in a guy's face, almost being like the torts, that torts rant he had in the 24/7 and back in 2012. I could see him doing that as a player in the locker room, just like need a big third period, him getting in there and doing what it takes. So yeah, I'm excited to see if he does become captain. I think he's definitely the best choice.
And let's just, before Eddie goes, let's just think about that whole situation. Every time there's a trade at the deadline, I don't want to say we make excuses for it, but it is hard to come from one city to another, move your family, do all this. And with the pressure, I mean, let's face it, that move that they made to get him was a move that they wanted to make a push to get into the playoffs. And he had a lot of pressure on him to come back to New York and perform, and he did pretty good. I thought he did very good for that kind of pressure coming in, like you said, kind of, having to earn his respect with this team. I'm sure Trocheck made it easy, but that's not easy what he did. So people need to realize that it's not an easy situation.
He was a point per game player, right, Peach?
Yep. Over a point.
I think you said that, yeah. And I mean, I think the first game he scored, right? If I remember correctly. So
2 goals.
Yeah. So and I think he might have scored the second game too. He was on a pretty hot streak at the start. I remember him playing on the Rangers in his first stint. I mean, as a rookie, drafty, whatever you want to call it, and I really liked his game. I mean, I know people will say it was a mistake trading him from the start. There's also rumors that, I mean, his attitude, if some people see his attitude as poor now, I'm sure it was even worse when he was a kid. So I'm sure he's matured, and the Rangers didn't really have to give up a ton for him. And they got back a point per game player, someone who probably somewhat feels at home. It was meant to be here. And I'm not saying I disagree with you, PJ. I just don't think it's like completely sold that they're going to go with Trocheck, because I think the storyline might be there. Like, hey, you were drafted here. Now you're back. It's like kind of bringing the home. I know he's not a hometown kid, but you know what I mean? Bringing him back, throw the letter on his chest. And there's not much more to add from what you guys said. Is like he just leads by example of what I just said that Panarin doesn't do. JT Miller is not going to take a night off, never mind a full season. It's just not going to happen. If he's got the ability, the health to play, he'll be in the lineup and making an impact, unlike some other players we've talked about on recent episodes. Like Coach Ed said, if he can't do something by putting up a point on the score sheet, he's going to start a fight. He's going to forecheck. He's going to back check. He's going to do this, win face. He's going to find a way to make an impact on every single game. And I hate to keep picking on Panarin, but like if you shut Panarin down, there's not much else he can do. JT Miller, if you shut him down, he's going to find a way to make an impact elsewhere. So,
yeah, that's a good point. That's a real good point right there.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a no-brainer for me as captain. I think even Trocheck would agree because they are friends. And I don't know if Trocheck really wants that spotlight necessarily.
Well, that brings up M. Vitale's question here for the group, just for the listeners too, if no one's watching this later. Do you think either of them want it? We saw a guy like Kreider, who is obviously a different personality, not want it. Can't have someone who doesn't want the responsibility. It's a good point.
Right. I mean, that's what I was going to say is like I think Trocheck handles himself very well in interviews, but at the same time, I know last year must have been exhausting. But like at the same time, even when the team's doing well, he doesn't really necessarily look like he wants to be part of the interview to me. Like he would rather be with the boys or doing something else. Like he doesn't really want to be in that spotlight. So I don't know. That would be my thing to add on that. What else you guys got?
Well, and Vitale, I said another question we should probably get around. Do you think there's a chance they don't name one?
Yeah, it's possible.
No way.
I think it's possible.
I think there's a chance. I mean, they've done it. It annoyed the hell out of me, but they've done it. I don't think Drury is that type. I think Drury probably believes in a team, if I were to guess, that needs one. Was he the GM when they had that like year? No, I don't think he was.
They had a couple of years that they didn't have a captain. Wasn't it like 2 years?
Before they named Trouba, it was a decent amount of time.
Yeah,
right?
he was the GM. That was his first year, 21-22 before. before he was named captain the year after. He was the GM, but I think they kind of just wanted it was a new coach, and that's what I can maybe not the whole year, but I can kind of see that same thing, right? New coach coming in, there's a possibility he kind of wants to see everybody go through camp, assess the situation, because you can't just go naming somebody without knowing the
Of
group.
course.
And so I'm curious to see if maybe they delay it a little bit, at least.
Well, I'm going to guess that Mike Sullivan's going to want to set that tone early. I could be wrong.
He also knows the two top candidates. If we're going to even throw Fox in there, he knows all three of them pretty well.
I see Fox as more of the Brian Leach type. Like Leach didn't want that captaincy when Messier left. And I see Fox as kind of that. He doesn't need that added responsibility. Assistant captain, I think, is fine for him. But I think Drury and Sullivan are going to want to settle this before the season. I think that's the better move personally anyway, if I was a coach. And,
it sets the tone for training camp, and that's where it starts.
I think they're going to, because they need to set that tone and they need to create the culture. This way things can happen with the rookies, the younger kids, and everybody coming in that see how things have to be done. So let's see.
Yeah, Jaden, thank you for joining in the chat tonight. We're going to get to the Sheary PTO. That was my mistake. We were supposed to talk about that off the jump. But, yeah, we'll definitely talk about that before. PJ, you're muted, I believe.
Sorry about that. I was going to say you had a perfect segue.
Oh, right.
Andre, it was so beautiful, I couldn't stop you. It was into it at the end.
Sometimes you get a lot of time to think on the road, and you just learn how you teach yourself how to host a podcast.
I mean, I don't think the Sheary thing. I mean, I'm sure it's kind of big news, but we need to talk about it. But I think the Keandre content is a little bit more appropriate to talk about.
I agree. Ali,
what is Sheary? What did they give him? League minimum?
No, we'll get into it now.
Well, didn't we already segue? Let's talk about it.
All right, we'll talk about it.
I said later, but now we have to. Yeah.
We're in it. He got he got a professional tryout. They call PTO. So no contract at all. So he's coming and kind of similar like Jimmy DC was.
He might not even make the team. So
there's no guarantee, and that's pretty much it.
I get it. It's important, but I mean, someone's saying, when are we going to talk about it?
I mean, it's just been so non-newsy Rangers wise,
right? I mean, he could be a key. He could grow to be a key part, but
I think we have a Rangers podcast. So if something happens with the team, we should probably at least mention it.
Yeah. I get it, but I mean, if we didn't say it till the end of the podcast, it's not that.
Well, hey, how about this? As you might have saw it on the chat, he is married to Mike Sullivan's daughter. Did you know that?
Yes, that I know.
So, but he also won two.
Married to Mike Sullivan's niece.
Sorry about that. He did win.
Someone else is married to his daughter. Isn't there a player married?
McAvoy. I got confused. Yeah, that was another reason they should get
PJ, come on, you're killing me here.
Needless to say, his family.
I'd rather talk about getting McAvoy.
I know. We tried to pry him out from Mikey last week.
That's not going to happen. I was listening to Chicklets earlier, and Marco.
I think if they lose McAvoy to the Rangers after losing Marchand, I think Mikey might just go swim with the Sharks and just go live with the Sharks somewhere. He might become like a merman.
No, but I mean, he's probably not going to make the team. But worst case, he would be amazing depth for Hartford, who could need a good veteran. I mean, he had. With Tampa's AHL team, he had 61 points in 59 games last year. So he's still got some juice in the tank. There's no doubt about it. He won 2 cups under Mike Sullivan. So if anything, he's a guy that can help in training camp kind of maybe learn the system for these guys. And worst case, doesn't make the team. I hope he signs in Hartford because he's a good depth there. And then he's a guy for injury that you can bring up and he can kind of plug in anywhere. Kind of like a
I mean, you look at what happened last year with Edstrom. They needed that replacement right away. So it's definitely a good position to be in.
If anything, I think he's a good role model for Berard. He kind of was that guy, small, but succeeded in Sullivan's system. That could be a guy Berard can watch in camp and say, hey, that could be me. Because he had some 40, 50-point seasons back in the day with them and 40-point season in Washington, I believe. So he definitely can score and contribute.
I think that's
Definitely
important.
He's definitely a playoff player.
I think that's important. What you just said is just create some competition in training camp.
Right.
Allie, what's your feeling on Berard?
I don't think we played him enough.
So you like him?
I do. Do you not?
I'm just I didn't say that. I'm asking.
Oh, okay.
Don't get pressured into an answer. I'm just asking you.
No, I did.
What you mean.
I like what I saw out of him, but I don't think he got enough ice time.
Well, speaking of him, how about him?
You want to get? I thought he had a pretty regular stint.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of him,
you want him on the second line? How much ice time should he get? Come on, give me. I got to put you in the cousin Ed question. If you want him to have more ice time, who's getting less ice time?
That's how coaching works, Allie.
Well, I'm not a coach.
Well, that's how this
works.
Make you think a little bit.
And this is a coach's corner.
Instead of a lot of people just making statements, you got to think of the opposite of what's going to happen. You know, the repercussions. So you're going to piss somebody off if Berard goes to the second line, and then you have to deal with that. So I need to hear from you on the spot. Whose ice time are you taking away?
Come
on, someday you may be a hockey mom, and then your son's not playing, and you're going to yell at the coach, "Why isn't my son playing?" And he might ask you, "Well, whose ice time am I taking away for your son?" You got to have an answer.
I guess you can't take away anyone's ice time.
It's a tough situation.
You leave Berard where he is, I guess.
So I threw you an algebra question. You have to have something minus B equals C, and you can't come
right.
Well, probably a physics question.
I wasn't ready for the coach's math or science lesson this episode.
Yeah, PJ.
We're gonna have a science corner now. I'll get the dry erase board with some equations on
it. Well, I'll jump in. I mean, I don't know if you saw this, Coach, but I'm sure a lot of people saw that when Berard was at that shoulder showcase last week. He said he tore his labrum in his shoulder like the third game he was up, and he played through it because he knew when am I going to get another chance up at the NHL. So we don't know how it impacted his game. He still was pretty effective, scored some goals, but I know M. Vitale said it, and I said this on past chats. I think he's perfect for Sullivan.
I'm not saying I dislike him. If he did that with the labrum, I probably have 2 torn labrums, and it's not an easy thing to deal with. I can't imagine playing in the NHL with it, but it's like Eddie said about Kreider. If that's the case, if they know that, it doesn't make sense to me because a player cannot perform. You can't even push your shoulder. It hurts to shoot. There's a lot of issues. So I don't know how they do it at that level. Because you get banged in the boards once with that, you're going to be in some severe pain. So I give him credit and bravery or whatever, to do that. But I don't see him fitting in personally. If you're going to go with Othman and you got all these young kids coming up, I don't see it, but I could be wrong.
I mean, there's going to be great battles, right?
I don't dislike him like Keandre. Let me just say that first. I wish him well. I want him to succeed, but I don't see it as a fit.
I think his way in, though, is because Sullivan's system is predicated on forecheck and really aggressive play, and he's got the speed to play it, where Othman might not. And Perot even does have the leg. So it depends where they have the spot, right? If it's Mika at wing and there's a third-line winger spot, I think that's perfect for Berard.
How did he do with that labrum injury? Did he get surgery? What?
He said he didn't. He didn't play in the World Championships, but he's fully healed and ready for camp. So I guess it wasn't terrible enough for surgery. I know Schneider played with it for 2 years. So I guess it depends on how bad it was. But
didn't we see something that he put on some size?
Yeah, Vince Cogliano said that he was noticeably thicker.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously his biggest or I talk about it a lot. I personally love his style of play. If he puts on some size and doesn't get bullied a little bit in the corners, like I don't want to say he got bullied, but like you could tell, like the effort was there, but like there's only so much you could do weighing 100 and something pounds soaking wet, So it's good news to hear, especially he's not tall either, So it's good to hear that he's getting a little stockier. It's going to help him succeed. If he has that mindset and he can also improve his body a little bit and his stature, it's good. Something he already has the part that you can't teach, and everything else you can improve on. So that being said, Coach, I think you kind of teased on it a little bit. Let's get into the leadership group, the rest of the leadership group here. Assistant captains. I think let's just name all three. Who you think? We're not going for. No,
I was going to say there should be only two.
Do whatever you want. If you want to do the home and away nonsense that they've been doing, go for it. I'm all set on it. If you guys want to do it, feel free. Hard pass for me. Coach went first last time. Allie's been a little quiet, other than being put on the spot.
So you want me to go? Well, that's why
you go first. You'll get accused.
Now you're putting her on the spot again.
Well, I don't want her to think that
I'm ready for this.
She's copying somebody or whatever. So
you see, Allie, I'm preparing you for certain situations.
Thank you so much, Coach.
This is what Coach Ed does. He prepares our kids for on-ice situations and off-ice situations.
You might hate me, but you'll learn to realize why.
So on the pod situations and off the pod situations.
That's just what the Rangers players would say about Torts. It was tough to deal with, but they respected the hell out of him.
We meet players all the time now. Coach Ed and I have been coaching for a long time. We see some of our players all the time at Ranger games and stuff, and they all say the same thing. It's funny.
So now we're doing alternates, right? So how many are we doing? 2 or 3?
Do whatever you want. You're not allowed. You're only allowed to dress 2 assistant captains and 1 captain a game, right? PJ, I believe, or is it 3?
Only 2 per game you can actually have. Yep, but you can have. Like the Rangers had 4? They had 2 on the.
Yeah, it was Spider, Panarin, Zibanejad, and Fox was there 4, I think.
Yeah. So do whatever you want. If you want to do the 2 home, 2 away, or to do the 4.
No, I don't want to do that. But I think less is more personally.
Wait, goalies can be captain.
They technically can, but they can't wear a C. So like Luongo was captain in Vancouver, but he wore it on like his mask instead.
Oh, I didn't think they could be. Okay.
Technically, they're not supposed to, but
what do you mean technically? Are they allowed to be within the league?
They are, but no one does it because they can't wear it on the jersey.
Well, also because they don't play every game.
Right. True. And Hank wore an A one time when they were in Sweden in 2012 when they played overseas to start the season when he played his old for a Wanda team. That was the only time I ever saw a letter on a jersey, but it was preseason, so the NHL didn't care.
Little known fact. There you go. All right, Allie, what do you got?
Go ahead, Allie.
I'm gonna say.
So wait a minute. Can she pick a goalie as a captain?
We're gonna go with no.
No, I'm sticking with no. I never heard that they could be. I'm gonna say Trocheck as assistant, and I'll say Panarin. I had a really wild take, but I don't think you guys are gonna like it.
No, you got to say it now.
I was gonna say Rempe.
Rempe, let's hear it. Come on.
All right, explain.
Because I think that obviously I think JT is a fan favorite. I would say I love him. And I think that he has like the on ice presence and not so much the off ice presence, but like Rempe has the off ice presence, but not the on ice presence. So I think they complement each other. Like I think him being a fan favorite, I don't know, that it was a crazy idea that I had, but yeah, exactly. It's a hot take. It's a crazy idea that I had, but I thought like the fans would, like I thought for fan purposes, it would be interesting. But my main ones are Trocheck and Panarin.
So
all right, so you're going JT as captain with Trocheck and Panarin as assistants. PJ, what do you got?
So I'm going to take Trocheck as well. I think obviously them being good buds and Trocheck being one of the rare leaders last year, even though he had his own faults. The other guy I'm going with is Fox. I think, while he's soft-spoken, I think I was really impressed with what he talked about it, what he said during the breakup day, he was one of the only ones to really take a lot of accountability and kind of say what a lot of the fans thought. Like, it's finally time for the players or a coach to live the players for once. And why are we doing this? So he kind of really had that good outlook where I think that's the mindset where they have to bring in. And I'm really, while he might be the guy doesn't always have to be vocal. They can lead by example. I think he's the one guy to do that. And he seems like he's always talking after games, wins or losses. He's really always the one there, not hiding from it. So that's a good sign for me as far as leadership goes.
And you love Adam Fox. So that's it.
I do. I think we're spoiled. We take him for granted, just like Igor.
Oh, God.
You got Trocheck and Fox. No home
No
away.
more. Yeah, no more. I don't need Mika being an alternate.
Love it.
Nobody else.
Oh, you're not going to go? I'm going to go with
I'll go last again. It's okay.
I'm going to go with Trocheck, Mika, and Fox. 3.
So a rotation of those?
Oh, you can't have 3 in a game?
You can only dress 2. I guess we're allowed to go 3 in college.
I didn't know that was an official rule.
But they could still technically be alternate captains. It just can only wear 2 of them can only wear the A.
All right, so I'm going to pick those 3, and we'll decide who's going to wear them in the game.
How do you decide?
I'll have to use Velcro and move it around on jerseys.
You can use the tape. You can use the tape like Allie does.
Use the packing tape that I use.
Yep.
So, all right. So I'm going to go with just the 2 assistant captains. And I think it should be – well, first I want to say with Adam Fox, I got to give him a lot of credit. He has been working out. He has been doing a lot of stuff, leading by example. A couple of years ago, I would have disagreed and said, no, he's not set out to be an assistant captain. He should just focus on his game. But the last 2 or 3 years, I think he's taken a huge step, leading by example. He's matured a lot, and he's made his game more well-rounded. That being said, he's not part of my 2. I'm going to go with Trocheck. And the main reason I wanted Allie on this episode is because I thought she was going to be on my side and pick Will Cooley as the other assistant captain.
I was thinking about
she didn't say it
and
either.
I didn't.
I'm a big leading by example guy. And those 3 wearing a letter for this team, I don't think you can go wrong. So those are my 2. I think Cooley absolutely deserves a letter. He should definitely take Kreider's if they're gonna leave the other 3. Fox would be my honorable mention for sure. I think Mika, just peel it right off, let him focus on other things. And Panarin as well. He's not leadership material in my book. Shouldn't happen. And yeah, I think that's my group right there.
I don't disagree with the Will Cooley thing, but I'd like to give him 1 or 2 seasons.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
More experience, personally.
Right. No, but he's definitely got the potential.
He's my lead by example guy.
No, I get what you're saying. I just think he needs to prove himself, in the locker room and everything for another year or 2, personally.
Well, that brings me to the question I was going to ask the group. I had 2 questions. I'll start with this one because we talked about Cooley. Who is
put Allie on the spot?
We'll start with Allie.
I got it.
With Allie. Who you could take this in 2 ways. Who do you think is the future captain down the line of the young guys, or who do you think would be like or you could call it like an underrated choice for captain that obviously wouldn't be this year?
Who's going first?
I was going to go with
Not me. I need to think about it.
Well, I'll go. I was going to with everything he said. I thought Cooley is that future guy. I could see him being the captain in 4 to 5 years down the line easily.
Yeah. I was going to say him other than last year, I think Laffy was heading on that path, but we'll see how he bounces back after a bad season.
I thought you were going to go Brodzinski.
I was thinking about him.
But he was.
If he was a full-time player, I'd have him as an A, no doubt. That guy does not take a night off. Anything I just said this whole episode, it's just those are the types of players you need.
And he comes from a family of shooters.
Like, look at what's his name, Rodriguez on the Panthers. You're telling me Brodzinski can't be that guy? Like, it's just you got to find the right players. You put them in the right positions, and they succeed.
Well, I've said this to you. I feel like Will Cooley is like on par with Verhaeghe.
Who is?
Yeah.
He's got the shot, that's for sure.
Cooley.
Yeah, I like
that
that
episode where you guys were talking about it. I looked up their stats. He came so close to Verhaeghe in points.
What, regular season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but you always have to throw in. I understand what you're saying. To me, you always have to throw in playoff performance. And Verhaeghe, for like 5 or 6 years, all you hear is his name in the playwolves. Guy doesn't stop.
He's Mr. Clutch, yeah.
Yeah. So
he's won me a lot of first goal scorer bets, so I know.
Nice.
Well, Verhaeghe, I agree with you. The regular season, he's definitely that kind of player. But Cooley, we got to get to playoffs where then we'll see what he's about in the playoffs.
His style of play, ending up on top of the net, is going to translate well for a nice, hopefully, playoff run this season.
I'll throw Allie a big shout out here. Yeah, I'm looking up Cooley's 5-on-5 points. He had just as many as Sam Reinhart. He had more than Anze Kopitar, more than Celebrini, more than Mikael Granlund, more than Rossi, more than Nyes, more than Bedard. So Cooley, these guys all get a lot more power play time than him. And as bad as the year as we all think Lafreniere had, he was even higher. Lafreniere was 47th in the league in 5-on-5 points, ahead of Mikko Rantanen, Bo Horvat, Wyatt Johnson, Matt Boldy, Austin Matthews, Alex Ovechkin, Pavel Buchnevich. So these guys.
How did that name get thrown in?
How is he even mentioned with all those names?
I had to. I saw his name and I lit up. I had to throw him out there.
Cousin Ed must be texting you. Just get Buchnevich's name.
I was just going to say, I just watched
it's like a bet that they have on the side, like how many times PJ could sneak Buchnevich into the episode.
Someone's got to be the Cousin Ed here and give you guys
I just watched your quarter century teams, and I think he was on Cousin Ed's team.
Yeah.
So that was,
I see where you're coming from with all that 5-on-5 stat. I don't know. Are you going to take Cooley over all those players you named?
No, obviously not.
But most of them are dynamic players. I'm not saying he can't be better than them or whatever, but
no, it shows how
there's
much
something to be said about that 5-on-5 stat. It's kind of like a plus-minus stat where it means something, but
that's a good playoff stat.
That's the playoffs. That's what I was trying to get at.
A player like Bedard. I'm sorry. Right now, I'm taking Cooley. This is the hottest take ever. Right now, I'm taking Cooley over. If I'm going into a playoff series right now, I want Cooley on my team, not Bedard.
Oh, I agree with that. But I'm saying, I'm going to agree with that. But my point is, we have to, that's why we need 1 or 2 more seasons to see what he's about.
I'm just talking about his style.
We need to get a playoff run or a good 2 playoff runs, see what he can prove in the playoffs. There's no doubt in my mind he's going to come out hard in playoffs. He's gonna be like Barclay Goodrow, and he's going to throw everything out on the ice. I'm not doubting it, but he's got to do it.
Yeah. Well, and Vitale, that's going to be interesting. That's what I was just thinking too. The power play is going to look a lot different this year with Kreider not on it, obviously. I think Cooley would be a great fit for that. I don't know if he has the same hand-eye coordination that Kreider had, but if the puck's down low below the goal line, Cooley's going after it, and he's coming out with it, especially on the power play. So,
and speak of that forecheck, like I said, this I was listening to this Penguins beat writer. I'll give him a shout out, Jesse Marshall, and I think I sent you the article, Coach, way back when he writes for the Athletic, and was talking about
having a lot of time on your hands. You're listening to
there's nothing going on this summer. There's no hockey news. I'm dying here. I'm looking for anything to get excited. But no, he was talking about how his system and the forecheck is just, it's aggressive. 2 guys in. He explained it as like a swing system where the first guy goes hard at the defenseman with the puck, all out. If he doesn't get him, the other guy swings around to where he goes or where he passes it, and the guy who was originally going swings back around behind. So it's a constant flow, and you need those guys that can forecheck the hell out of it and have speed. So to succeed, and that's why I was thinking Berard way back when. But Cooley
that system is very good. I love it. I try to do something similar to that, but you need to have the guys with the right mind. So that might be why he's got Connor Sheary there, because he knows it. In the back of his mind, it's an ace in the hole. Because if you don't have that kind of mind, you could be the fastest player in the AHL, and you get into the NHL and you're put on the spot, alley, and you can't make those decisions as quick. So I get what you're saying, but you just because you have the speed, you still have to realize and make those decisions. Yeah, Edstrom, I think, is going to be a really good fit because I think that kid's got hockey IQ, reading plays. Rempe's going to have to really learn it and use his stick more, but I love him as a player. He's coachable, but so I get what you're saying, but it's got to be the right guys, and that's going to be the job he needs to do, obviously.
Right. I think the whole
Sullivan's
5-on-5 point, those are the hardest points to get, right? They're not cherry picking on the power play. You have to earn it, and like go to
100%. I get it.
So it's just impressive when you think about it, because if you would think, if you look at raw point totals of some of these guys, you're like, you don't realize that a lot of the big guys, they eat up on the power play, and that's why they're in the hundreds.
What do you mean we don't realize it? This is the Panarin argument.
Fair enough.
This is the Panarin. We've been saying that with laughing.
Panarin actually is one of the top 5-on-5 guys in the league, though. He does get a lot of points 5-on-5, so I'll give him some back there. I'm the one backing Panarin all night tonight. I'm going to give him that too.
Okay.
But my other question to the group, back to leadership, was who would be the worst captain?
Mika.
Yeah, he's not a leader.
You gotta go with Mika, I think. Right? Or Panarin. I might have to go with Panarin actually more than Mika.
There is absolutely no way Mike Sullivan's picking Panarin.
Well, that was the point of my question. This is never going to happen. Like, who would be? It'd be like Bizarro World Rangers. Who's going? Who are you?
Yeah.
Who's going to be the worst choice?
I would agree with that, Panarin or Mika personally.
Quick shout out to Pittsburgh beat writers. We'll have Nick Belsky, I hope, again on the Rivalry Tour, Tip of the Iceberg podcast. So I'm sure he'll be able to shed a lot of light on Sullivan, and I'm sure he was a big fan of him or still is a big fan of his. So that'll be fun. What I wanted to add about Cooley before you change gears there was, like, he's the player that I was explaining about, like JT Miller, is like why I would rather have him in the playoffs right now than Bedard. Bedard might get there, but like I said about JT Miller, if you shut him down or take him off the score sheet, he's going to find another way to be effective. I don't think Bedard.
I want to know why. But JT, I don't know why I want JT. Did you guys see that? Not Matthew Brady Kachuk interview on Chicklets? You probably saw it, Ed.
Yeah.
They asked him about what happened before that Four Nations game. He said for a week they were chatting back and forth in the group text.
Oh, the group chat, yeah.
Yeah, joking around, and then JT chimes in and is like, "All right,
like,
so I got so and so," and they're talking with each other like, "What? Okay, we're really doing this."
Oh, okay, I thought I was kidding. They were kidding. Yeah, that was funny.
Oh my god!
Yeah, they were saying that he was the one who kind of like started, like got it going, like got the group chat going or whatever. Yeah.
But they thought he was just joking, like we'll do this, we'll do that.
Speaking of that argument, though, even though like JT will step up, even though whether he wins or loses, I feel like Cooley's the same way. Whether he's going to win or lose, he's going to step up to a fight. He's going to drop the gloves. He doesn't care who it's against.
Yep.
Even as a rookie, he was like that. He didn't care if it was Vasilevsky, whoever. He was right in the mix.
Yeah.
He would go right after Vasilevsky, take the consequences, whatever. He's right there. He's in the paint.
Are you ready for the worst leadership group? This is what I was going to bring up before. I feel like people forget about this, but Chris Drury was co-captain with Danny Briere in Buffalo.
Yeah, I remember that.
What if they named two captains, Mika and Panarin? A home and away. If they name a home and away captain, I think that might be it for me as a fan. So that's when Panthers Ed podcast comes out officially.
He's waiting to start that.
Trocheck and JT as co-captains. That could be interesting.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. I think it's not necessary, but it could be interesting. I was co-captain in high school. That was annoying. I thought it was unnecessary, but whatever.
Well, I was co-captain at Fordham, but we had an offensive captain and a defensive captain.
That was the issue I had with my choices was I didn't have anyone on defense. What were you gonna say?
If it was going to be a co-captain, that's how I would say it should be done. One defenseman and one forward.
Yeah.
It's like almost the old adage, right? When you have like too many captains or too many things, it's like no one's responsibility.
That's why the 4 assistants drove me crazy. It's like, what do you feel bad that you're leaving Mika out? Like, what's going on here? Like, why do we have to pick 4 assistant captains? You know, like, I know Lundqvist or goalies are a bad example, but like, you don't have to be a captain to be a leader.
Right. Quick is that way too.
Right. I mean, most
we talked about Brodzinski. He doesn't have a letter, but he was doing all the great stuff with the younger guys we talked about last year.
Yeah. And he was the captain at Hartford too, so he knows all the young guys. You know, I think that's another reason why he would be a Black Ace pick there. But you know, he's got to be.
Wasn't Brodeur captain?
I don't believe so. No.
The only one I ever remember or heard of was Luongo, and I'm sure there's been.
That's all I knew.
I'm sure there's been. I just remember him having the C on his chin, like you said, PJ. Yeah.
I don't see anything about Brodeur being the captain anywhere. But same idea. He was probably a huge leader in that room. But
yeah, I mean, like the leaders,
great interview by Hank and Chicklets today. I highly recommend the listen. Some great stuff on Torts about him and Torts. They're really good clips on that. So highly recommend for any Rangers fans that love Hank.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. It was a phenomenal interview. Hank, all he wore was a plain white T-shirt, and he made it look like it was worth $1 million. I was like, look at this guy. Like he's in a white T-shirt, and it like, I mean, granted the T-shirt was probably like $300, $400, but still, it was like that is like the nicest white plain white tee I've ever seen in my life. What
was it? A V-neck?
No, it's just a regular white tee. Really? Yeah, like it was during the finals, so like they were in Florida. They like pre-record some of their interviews or whatever. He had like the most perfect tan, like his hair was perfect. It was just like it's unbelievable.
He's an Adonis. I love that guy.
Yeah,
I get lost in his eyes. How could he not?
But yeah, great interview. He went into his heart problems and why he had to retire and all that good stuff. And it made me realize that I never even watched the documentary. So
it's on Netflix.
On Netflix, yeah.
I don't want to see you as one of those male fans wearing a Lundqvist jersey.
Come on, he's my boy.
Of his heart problem, though, me and him have the same heart problem.
I was going to ask you about that today on your page.
Yeah.
So quickly explain what the problem is and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's basically like a leaky valve. Like it just has to be like monitored by a cardiologist, but it's not life-threatening. I had surgery on it when I was a newborn baby. I was like 8 weeks old and I had surgery on it. And now they just monitor it to make sure everything's good, but it's the same one as Lundqvist.
Yeah, but I saw part of that interview, didn't he? He said he had the valve replaced.
Well, now I don't know like when he got diagnosed with that. I just know like back when I was 8 weeks old or whatever, like it was an extensive heart surgery. Now you can just go into like an office. They put like a stent in or something like that. Like, I don't know how little, but I know that it's not as extensive as it was years ago.
And Allie wasn't playing professional goalie 70 games.
And I wasn't. That's why I'm not playing goalie now, because I have my heart problem.
Yeah, he said he talked about
the pressure buildup in his heart, right?
Right. He said, you can, and the documentary is even better. I mean, on Netflix. I mean, Bring Your Tissues. He talks about how he had it. He knew about it, and just like I always said, they monitor it. He was fine, and just build up over time to the point where he would have been in life-threatening if he kept going.
Wait a minute. So that means, PJ, you're admitting that you cried watching the Netflix documentary?
I did actually. It's very emotional.
I'm definitely gonna. I cried at his jersey retirement. Me doubt.
Too. When he took the ice going down the tunnels like the first goalie out, I lost it.
He said that in the interview too, that he almost fell when he hit the ice because he was so taken back by like the Garden's reaction to him coming back.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool too.
Yeah, that was really cool. He was really touched.
Yeah, he was a big part of our lives for a very long time, man. So just seeing him on Chicklets, it was very special, and it's just like having him like represent the Rangers even to this day. I mean, he talks about working for MSG and stuff. It's just like,
yeah,
he's the best, man. Like, you just can't say enough good things about him. He's just a class act. Even he was saying, like, all right, like, enough with the Hall of Fames and stuff and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm done with all that. Like, I just want to move on. Like, he made it to the Swedish Hall of Fame, the International Hall of Fame, the Hockey Hall of Fame, all within, like, a year. So he was just like, yeah, I'm all done. And Biz was like, well, this is awkward. We were going to induct you into the Spit and Chickles Hall of Fame.
But I think the best part about Hank is like just hearing him talk about everything again. I think we all resonated and loved him so much because he cared as much as us. That was what I like. I wish during the Q&A I had a chance, like when we were up there for the Hall of Fame. I think you guys unfortunately missed that part where Cousin Ed got a question in last. I wish I got. That's how I met him. That's how I got here. But I wanted to ask Hank that too, and like say that his dedication, how much he cared about every win, every loss, like he took it personally, just like we all do. I mean, like some players don't, which everyone's different, right? But when you see a guy care that much, it feels good because he cares, even though we're bummed. He's bummed about it in a loss, or he's doing
that's just that freak competitive nature. When you have that. The only negative I'll give Hank, PJ probably loves this. PJ probably loves this part, but I used to always remember a lot of times if a goal went in, he would always like be on the defenseman. Like that's not something you see Bobrovsky do. Bobrovsky more like tries to say, don't worry about it, we'll get the next one. Hank was always on it. He put a lot of pressure on the guys on the ice, I thought. Just eye test wise.
No, he's admitted
because of his competitive nature.
Yeah, he's admitted that. He was bad early on. I think in his first few years, he would. Yeah, I think either Yager or Brad Richards. Someone like took him aside and said, "You don't do that shit." Like, and he stopped because he was making.
He talked about that in the interview also a little bit, just his intensity or whatever. Yeah, it was good stuff. Definitely worth it. It was only like a half an hour, I'd say. So I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Definitely worth watching or listening, whatever you got time for. I would recommend watching because of all the things we just said.
You got to look at it when you get.
You don't actually need to watch anymore.
So yeah, good episode, guys. I mean, I think that pretty much wraps it up. We didn't keep it to an hour.
The only other news was the rookie series was announced. The Rangers and Flyers. I think it's like the third or fourth year in a row. It's like September 12th and 13th. If anyone's going local, I'll be there. It's in Allentown where the Phantoms play. It's a great arena. It's pretty much only lower level. Every seat's fantastic. And I think they're real cheap, the tickets. I think last year, I didn't go last year, but I was getting married. The year before, it's like $20. And you great seats. A lot of the big rookies will play. I'm sure that Spence guy they draft will be there. I would think Perreault is probably going to play. I know Othman played last year, Berard, Rempe when he was coming up. So it's fun. Nice, stress-free.
That's in Allentown. I thought the Phantoms play. Oh no, the Hershey Bears playing Hershey.
Yep.
They built an arena in Allentown.
Actually, it's like the September 12th, right?
Yep. It's a Friday and Saturday. The Friday is like a 7:00. Saturday's 5.
The client I was at today, I think I got to go back to them. Like, I think it literally is September 12th. So
well, then you go.
My work. So yeah, let's do it. Let's figure that out. We'll talk off the air. Fans, if you guys are going down, reach out to us for sure. Allie, you got anything to add? Did you enjoy your first appearance here on Rangers Ed?
My first. So it's not going to be my last.
Well,
we'll have to see.
We'll have to see.
Well, if you guys enjoyed me, I had the best time.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
I appreciate it.
I liked your captain, your leadership group. Actually, no, I didn't because you.
No, you didn't. I gave Panarin.
I liked your hot take though. Your outside the box pick of Rempe. Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Thank you, Mark.
Mark,
I like your videos personally. The whatever you call those voiceovers.
Family Guy one. He really got to keep.
Hey, Coach loves Family Guy. See, you nailed that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
But make sure everyone goes follows her. If you're ever watching, her handle's right below her. But that NYR Ranger Girl on Twitter, not Twitter, Instagram and TikTok.
that
Maybe
NY
Twitter.
Ranger girl.
That
Not the
NYR
one.
Ranger Girl. Thank you. And then Name Five Players podcast.
Yep, absolutely. Go check out all of those. Toss her a follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And while you're at it, do the same for us, because I'm sure there's people out there watching that aren't subscribed.
Jaden is from me, so Jaden,
Love
subscribe
that.
to other things.
It was a
Jaden, welcome to the chat. Thank you very much for joining us. PJ, what were you gonna say?
No, I said do the same for us. I was Jaden.
Yeah.
I'll do us a solid.
Yep, we need those subscriptions. Coach, go jump in the pool. Smash the subscribe button. Exactly, Mark. Smash that subscribe button. I hate to be that annoying podcast host, but it does help us get the numbers up. The views have been great on all of our socials, so we all appreciate that. And yeah, if you guys keep liking it and keep watching it, we'll keep bringing it. Let's go Rangers. Keandre's gone.
Oh, thank
Love you guys.
And we kept it
We're
under
only
2 hours.
about 2 months away, boys and girls.
Yeah, next week, like I said before, or like we were going to say before, PJ's on vacation, so we're all going to take the week off. And then we'll come back hopefully the following week, but keep an eye out on our socials for special guests or any kind of announcements with our schedule coming up. And I hope everyone's enjoying their summer. And we'll talk to you guys in 2 weeks. Love you all.
Let's not make this a male-female thing. We're Ranger fans. We're all the same.
Who said that?
And
I'm assuming
Vitali.
he means and Vitali.
And Vitali was just giving Allie flowers. Let her go. She's following her.
Well, thank you. I
Another
appreciate
fan?
it.
So, Al, you did a great job. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for your help.
Of
And
course.
keep up
Thank
the
you for
good work
having me.
with the voiceovers.
Yeah,
And
keep in
I
contact.
like the fact
Of
that you
course.
think I'm Peter Griffin, by the way. That's nice. That's my
I
comparison
don't
in
even,
life.
honestly, I
That's
don't
where
even
that's where I've gotten to in life. I'm compared to Peter Griffin. That's very flattering.
Better than Quagmire.
You'll be a social media star before we know it, Coach.
Yeah.
Thanks to Al. Let's keep it going.
That's facts.
Yeah, that was great. You gave me a good chuckle. I watched it like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'll keep
All right,
them
guys.
All right,
Yes,
have a good
Al,
night.
you're
Love
welcome.
you guys.
You're welcome back anytime. But we'll
Well,
talk
thank
and we'll
you.
figure out another appearance.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
Have a good night, guys.
See you.
Bye.
Good night.